Mr. Blake, CEO of a tech company, was rich, proud, and used to being the smartest person in every room. That winter, he hosted a fancy company retreat at a huge estate in Arizona. Everything was perfect. Marble floors, wine cellar, and a big chessboard in the main hall. Rosa, a quiet 51-year-old maid, had been hired through a staffing agency. She moved silently, doing her job while most guests ignored her, except for Lena, the VP of marketing, who gave her a polite smile. Saturday evening, the executives gathered around the fireplace with drinks. Mr. Blake, in full ego mode, compared business to chess and offered a challenge. Who wants to play? Then he spotted Rosa walking by with a tray. You there? Ever play chess? He called out, smirking. Rosa paused. A little, she answered softly. He laughed. Come on then, let's see what the maid can do. The room grew tense. Rosa quietly set down the tray and said, If you want to play, I'll play. And just like that, the game began, but nobody had any idea what was coming. Mr. Blake sat down, full of confidence. He moved fast, talking loudly to impress the room. Rosa, on the other hand, was calm and quiet. She didn't rush, she watched the board carefully. Blake laughed and bragged about beating rich investors in a few moves. Rosa didn't react. She just made her moves. Clean, steady, smart. You sure you've played before? Blake asked, starting to get uneasy. I studied a little in college, Rosa replied. Where? Benton University, full scholarship, computer science. The room went silent. People looked at Rosa differently now. You clean houses now? Blake asked, surprised. My mother got sick. I left school to care for her, Rosa said without shame. Blake tried to regain control, moving his queen hard across the board. You trap yourself when you don't respect the board, Rosa said softly. The room shifted. This wasn't just a game anymore. It was a mirror. Rosa wasn't just playing chess. She was teaching. Mr. Blake grew nervous. His moves became sloppy, more about saving face than strategy. Rosa stayed calm, her pieces moving with quiet precision. You should have castled, she noted gently after another weak move. Eric, the CFO, leaned in. She's boxing him in. Blake forced a laugh. It's just a warm-up. But the crowd wasn't laughing anymore. They were watching Rosa. The board doesn't care who you are, Mr. Blake, Rosa said. It just reflects how you think. That hit harder than any move. Blake had only invited Rosa to show off, to get laughs, maybe even embarrass her. But she didn't flinch. She didn't play the part he expected. She played to win. Let's start over, Blake offered, nervous now. No need, Rosa replied. Only people losing say that. Then, with a few more graceful moves, she pinned his rook. Check. Gasps filled the room. Blake tried to joke it off again. Let me breathe. You probably learned on porches or something. Rosa didn't blink. No. We had a wobbly coffee table and missing pieces. I used bottle caps. Still beat my brothers every time. And just like that, the queen of the board wasn't Blake. It was Rosa. The room was dead silent now. Even the servers had stopped moving. Blake's moves became desperate. He tried to regain control, but Rosa had already taken it. Every piece she moved had purpose. Every step led to the end. You trying to prove something? Blake asked, trying to sound tough. Rosa looked him in the eye. No, just tired of pretending I don't know how to win. Boom. That line landed like thunder. She slid her queen forward. Checkmate. Blake stared at the board, stunned. One assistant dropped his drink. No one laughed, no one cheered. Rosa stood, adjusted her apron, and began resetting the board. Quietly, professionally. Like she'd just done her job. You're more than just a maid, Blake muttered. Rosa paused, then turned slightly. I always was, you just didn't see it. And she walked away with all the dignity in the world, while everyone else sat, trying to understand what they had just witnessed. The next morning the estate was quiet. Breakfast was served, but no one really ate. Mr. Blake looked tired, distant. Rosa moved through the room like usual, pouring coffee, clearing plates, but now people really saw her. Eric, the CFO, smiled. Rosa, ever think about coaching chess? She gave a small shrug. Not really. Blake spoke up quietly. Rosa, I owe you an apology. He admitted that he wasn't just joking, he was trying to show off. I didn't expect you to win, he added. You didn't respect the board, Rosa replied. And you didn't respect me. That's what hurt. There was no anger in her voice, just truth. Blake nodded, humbled. You're right. Later, he handed Rosa an envelope. Inside was a handwritten note and a check. He wrote, You taught me more in 15 minutes than most people have in years. Thank you for playing the game and winning it with grace. But Rosa didn't need the money or the applause. She already won, not just the chess match, but the room's respect. Not through noise, through poise, skill, and truth.